Hello, 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 hello. Welcome wherever you are located in this glorious planet called Earth. I hope you are having a sweet day, evening, or night wherever you're located. Today on my beloved Blender channel, as you see, I had a several part series on making parts of the She-Hulk. Today I'm going to wrap it all up. Today I'm going to cover two things: rigging and the hand. Now with my rig, I'm not going to make a full body rig. I'm just going to show you with all the techniques that I employed that yes, this mesh is able to use rigging. With all the vertices I was pulling left and right, up and down. Now this is the part that really matters. If your model can't be rigged, it's worthless. So let me test out my rigging on here. Alright, so I have my model right here. I got to be in object mode. I'm in object mode. I'm going to go to add armature, and my armature is there. Right up here in the outlier, you see the word armature is highlighted. I want to make it come to the front. I think I have to click on the little man. Yes, I have to click on the little man to make it come to the front. Alright, there's my armature. And I say I'm not going to make it complicated, because if I can make one part move, the whole thing will move. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to scale it on the Z. Scale it on the Z, that's good. Let me drag it over a little bit. Let me click on the move tool, just drag it over a little bit. It don't matter, because I'm not going to rig the whole thing. Alright, so now let me go back and click on my mesh. Before you can do your armature, you better work on that mesh. Now I have to admit, since I was pulling and yanking and grabbing a lot of vertices, there could be duplicate vertices in there. So let me click on, there could be duplicate vertices, because I was doing a lot of vertices manipulation, and I discovered that yesterday when I did my test trial too. So let me go to edit mode. I'm in edit mode. I want to select my rig. Oh, now I'm gonna try. Well, I've done rigging with the mirror on. I'm gonna leave the mirror modifier on. And the thing I do like about my mesh, but this mesh that I made, it don't have a trillion quads on here. It don't have a trillion quads or a billion vertices. That's have about 300. So that makes finding any errors a little bit more digestible. So I clicked on my rig. Let me go up here to mesh, clean up, and choose merge by distance. And you see at the bottom, right here at the bottom, I had 61 merge vertices, but that's good. That's good for making something so complicated like this. See, that's why I'm glad I did not do the remesh or add more, a bunch of other loop cuts to it to make it more complex. So I took care of that. Let me go back to edit mode. Well, I gotta go back to object. I have to go back to object mode. I want to click on my armature. Go back to edit mode. I just want to give my armature one loop cut. That's it. I'm not going to rig the whole body. Just one. Just moving a simple part will demonstrate if this rig can be put in pose mode. So I'm going to click on it on my figure. Let me click on my bone. Hit Control P. I'm just going to try automatic weights. I like using empty weights to give me more control. But for this, oh, it did not complain. I didn't get no errors or no nothing. Let me click back on my bone. Let me go back to, oh, I got to click on my bone. That's how I have to see it. I should have given my, I'm going to do something else too. I'm going to click on my, I'm going to click in pose mode. Now that we're in pose mode, I'm going to click on this top bone right here. Let's see if we can rotate it. Rotate it around the X. Rotate around the X. Oh, it's moving. See? It's rigged. So there we go. There you go. Now you know this thing is fully operational because I'm in pose mode. Even though it looks sort of distorted, it still can be rigged. So I'm done with the rigging part. So I can go back to my front view, and I'm going to do something else too to my little figure. I want to try a met cap. I should have did that in the beginning. Got rid of that boring color. Oh, I got to go back to edit object mode. I'm going to put a met cap. I should have did this in the very beginning. Met cap. I give it a nice. I should give it a nice green for the She-Hulk color. I should have, but it don't matter. I could have done in the beginning. It don't matter. Let me go over here. Go back to Met Caps again. Click on Met Cap. Choose green for the She-Hulk. No, I ain't gonna hit no save. Alright, so we took care of the rigging. We know the rigging works. So I can click on this. I'll leave it there so you can see that it definitely worked. Now, here comes the hard part. I'm gonna try to make the fingers. I know how to make fingers. Thank God about that. But I haven't spent a lot of time on it, so I'm not perfect with my fingers. So I'm not perfect with them. Let me take a look at this hand down here. Let me see, I gotta rotate it. Yuck. Let me go, okay. I can shift it over. Alright, that looks good. I'm not perfect with my hands. I gotta make some adjustments to this. Go to edit. Choose the face select mode. I really don't need no mode. I don't need none of them really. I only put it on move. I don't need nothing. I want to hit my my K for the knife tool. Let me tell you what I'm gonna use now. Knife. I want to use my knife. It's called the knife tool. It's like subset of a loop cuts. Instead of Blender making a loop cut for you, you make the loop cut. To use the knife tool, you have to hit the letter K. So keep that in mind. I'm going to use the knife tool. I'm going to be hitting the letter K. Alright, let me get rid of this now. I don't need this anymore. Delete it. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna try to. How can I? That's hard to rotate this. Okay, good. That looks good right there. So I'm gonna use K. I'm gonna shift it over. I'm gonna hit K. This is for my palm. Oh, I'm gonna go up. This is for my palm. Here's the knife too. I'm hitting the letter C to try to make it a straight cut. There. Now I'm gonna try to cut. Now my fingers may be look thick and blocky, but I'm gonna try to do this right in the. Let me get my little. I'm gonna try to cut it in the center. That looks like the center right here. So I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna hit my knife tool again. I'm gonna hit the letter K. I'm gonna come straight down right from there. How'd that look? It looks sort of off. But maybe that's a demonstration. I don't need perfection. Now I'm gonna cut my other fingers. It's 4 fingers I need to cut. I don't need to have perfection. It's just a demonstration. There's one. I'm gonna cut right here. Hit the K tool again. Come straight down. There. They look sort of equal. Okay. Now I want to do this part. I'm gonna stay with my. Okay, I want to see. I'm gonna try to estimate my hand. This is gonna be my pinky. I gotta figure out how long I want it to be. This the next finger. This the longest finger. And this the finger near the last. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna zoom out and see how it looks. Now I see that gives me an idea of how to make my hand. I thought of that this morning. Instead of trying to pull out the meshes and mess it up, I had the idea to say, hey, use the annotate tool to help you. So I got that little block. I'm gonna straighten it back up. This is gonna be my pinky finger. Extrude, come straight down, and I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. I hit S to scale. Oops. S to scale. I'm gonna grab it, stretch it out a little bit. So I want to keep them perfectly straight. I got that block. Bring it back. Bring it back as straight as I can. Shift it up a little bit. I want to bring this down. I want to make it a little bit longer. A little bit longer. Scale it in. I want to come to the next finger. See? The next finger right there. Put it back. Hit E. Oops, I made one more mistake. Like I said, I want to try to, well, I can do it with this finger. Hit that. Bring it down, but you see it had the look of a finger somewhat. Scale it. Then I want to move it a little bit. Well, not X, that's a little bit. Grab this last one. That's my, I think, no, that's not my pinky finger. Is it? No, that's not the pinky finger. Now I'm going to hit extrude, bring it down a little bit. Now, I'm not an expert at making fingers. I am not. I'm letting you know right now. I'm no guru, but I do have a technique to make fingers. I never saw a person online who gave you, or without it taking a whole hour. This didn't take me no hour. Now I gotta see about my thumb. My thumb is inside. It ain't taking me no hour to do this. My thumb is right here. Now I can get rid of my annotate stuff, because the thumb is a little bit more unusual. Yeah. Well, I believe, put it back on annotate. So now I can get rid of it. Hit the minus. Alright, I'm done with all that stuff. Now, I'm going to try to make my thumb. I want to hit the, let me see. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hit the inset key. Inset key. I apologize if my spelling is wrong. Inset key. And for that, you have to hit the letter I. So your inset key is the letter I. I could make my I look better, but hey. Alright, so the inset key, letter I, I'm just letting you know now. I'm done with this. I can erase that. Click on my move tool. I'm going to hit inset to try to make my thumb. Inset. I don't want to make my thumb too tiny. Alright, let me see how my thumb look. I want to extrude it. Bring it down. Hit the move tool. Bring it down a little. Then I want to get rid of my move tool so I can see it better. I want to rotate it on what I figure. Okay, that's a good action to rotate. Let me see how it's rotating. No, I don't want to rotate it like that. I'm going to rotate it on the X. Nope. Rotate it on the Y. See, this is a guessing. Okay, that's good. I want to rotate it on the Y. Then I want to scale it in. Scale it in a little. Then I want to hit E to extrude. Well, I want to rotate it some more on the Y. Rotate on the Y. I want to make it look bent a little bit. E to extrude. Oh, Oh yeah, that's a good one. E to extrude. Okay. Then I want to scale it in. Alright, so let me see how it look. Okay, that look like a decent hand. It could be better, but it's fingers. It could be a little bit longer, but that's how you make the fingers. Now, it look a little bit small, but it still look like fingers though, and a thumb. Now here come the moment of truth again. I want to click on, I gotta take out of edit mode, click on object mode. Let me see. I could hit the subdivision tool. I didn't like hitting the subdivision tool because it's going to distort it some. I have it on mirror. I have it on armature. I'm looking at the add modifiers. Now I'm going to click on subdivision. Okay. Now look how smooth it look now. I don't like how the face look though. I'm gonna hide my armature. Could that add? Let's add. I'm gonna put it in the back. See, that subdivision surface is distorted a little bit, so I have to click on my empty. And I have to move my empty around. Grab on X. See, I have to move my empty a little bit more. It's gonna be. But over time, when you perfect it, it'll be good to go. So you see, it's more smoother now. It's more curved. Alright, I'm going to add. Now let's take a look at it again in the object. And I'm going to click on my mesh. Let's look at it again in edit mode. Look at it. See, they don't have a lot of vertices on here. Well, I mean, it has vertices. It don't have a lot of parallel and horizontal mesh lines. And I'm going to give an illustration what I mean by that. It don't have the loop cuts going like this. All my loop cuts are just going horizontally. Now when I remesh it, it's gonna be adding those vertical loops to it. So let me go to object mode. Let me go back to my, I clicked on my figure. Let me go back to my modifiers. Now I'm gonna choose remesh right here. Now let me go back to edit mode. Oh, but for the remesh to work, I think I have to tell it to do it. It seemed like you have to apply it. Apply the remesh. Now, see, look at it now. Look at it now. Now go back to my. I got rid of some of them curves, but I guess you can. I guess you can you can put your subdivision in a different location in the stack, or you can give it more subdivisions. But like I said, just a demonstration. Let me check to see if it did my remesh right. And then I want to go to edit mode and see. Look at that. Look at all them beautiful vertices. So now if I go to sculpting mode, I got a lot of quads to deal with. And the thing about it, you see they quads. Let me zoom into my arm. They perfect quads for animation. I don't see no rectangles in here. Everything is a quad. So even right up in this little corner right here. Even right here. Even though it looks strange, it's still a quad. So, and we saw. Let me go back to object mode. I'm gonna click on my armature. I'm gonna see if the armature, it still should work. Let me see if it's still working. Click on my armature. Click on the figure. Choose in front. Go back to pose mode. Yeah, that thing is still selected. Rotate over X. Oh, since I was doing so much work on it, I have to reapply everything again. So I click on my mesh. I click back on my armature. Hit Control P and let's see what happened. Alright, I did it with automatic weights. Go back to pose mode. Now let me rotate it on X. See, it's still rotating. Even when I add the remesh, the subdivision surface, all them extra vertices are gone. So that's it for this video, my good people. That's it. I'm done. If you enjoyed my video, where my fingers at? Okay, so I guess I had to make my fingers longer because my fingers have disappeared. So let me take it back. Let me get out of this. I'm hitting Control Z. Alright, so let me say Control Z. But we did see, I think with the remesh tool, I'm going to have to make my fingers a little bit longer. So keep that in mind. You cannot have no little short stubby fingers when you do that remesh. And they keep it in subdivision, but the remesh may destroy your fingers. But I think in the remesh you can manipulate it some to keep it there. But besides the point, I successfully made her fingers. You had to deal with some adjustments to make them longer, but it was done. If you enjoyed this video, on the part of the video where I showed rigging work and I made makeshift fingers, give me a thumbs up. You can make the fingers better in time. I think I might have to practice on making fingers on some of my videos, but I know how to make them. I can make the fingers. See that hand? I know how to make that hand. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you got any comments that you would like to make to me to make me a better blender artist, let me know. If you would like to subscribe for future contents that I will post on my video, subscribe. Until the next time, blender users, I'm sorry, not even just blender users, because this technique, I said, they work everywhere. You can use it in Maya, Houdini, Cinema 4D, on and on and on and on. You can use this same modeling technique anywhere. If you would like to subscribe for future content, be my guest and subscribe. Until